Hello, Barron. My first question. Have your parents influenced your upbringing?
Both of my parents have had a big impact on my upbringing. My mom teaches me to be patient and to pay attention to details, especially in school and everyday life. My dad encourages me to be bold and decisive. He always tells me it's important to try new things and set big goals without fear of failure. They both balance each other really well.
How would you describe your family's sense of humor?
Humor is a big part of our family. My mom has a very subtle and clever sense of humor, while my dad's jokes are more direct and bold. We have a lot of fun moments together. I think humor is what keeps us all grounded, no matter what's happening in the world around us. Even when things get serious, we find ways to laugh together.
What is a funny story you remember from your family life?
One time we were on a trip, and my dad was trying to act like he knew how to speak a foreign language. It didn't go very well, and my mom and I couldn't stop laughing. He kept going, though, making up words as he went. It's moments like that, where my dad's sense of humor really shines, that make family trips memorable.
What sports or hobbies are you most interested in?
I'm really into soccer. It's something I enjoy playing regularly, and it keeps me active. I also like technology and video games. It's fun to relax with a good game, but I also see it as a way to stay connected with friends and learn new things. My parents have always encouraged me to balance my hobbies with academics.
How does your mother influence your sense of style?
My mom has a great sense of fashion, and she definitely helps guide me when it comes to what looks good. She's always encouraging me to dress sharp but be comfortable. She has an eye for details and helps me understand how different pieces of clothing work together. I appreciate her advice, especially when it comes to more formal events.
What do you see yourself doing in the future?
I'm still figuring that out. I have a lot of interests, from sports to technology. I think I want to do something that combines both. My parents always tell me to pursue what I'm passionate about and to work hard at it. So, I'm taking my time to explore different paths, but I'm excited for what the future holds.
How do you and your parents spend time together?
We enjoy a lot of different activities together. Sometimes we just sit down for dinner and talk about our day. Other times, we'll go out as a family to watch a game or take a trip. My mom and dad are very busy, but they always make time for family moments, and I really value that.
What's one lesson your parents have taught you that you think is important?
They've both taught me the importance of hard work and perseverance. My dad always says that you can achieve anything if you're willing to put in the effort and never give up. My mom, on the other hand, has taught me to be thoughtful and considerate of others, which I think is just as important.
How do your parents support you in your education?
Education is really important to both of them. My mom helps me stay organized and focused on my studies, and my dad always reminds me that learning is key to success. They both encourage me to push myself academically and to always be curious about the world.
How would you describe your relationship with your parents?
We have a close relationship. My mom and dad are always there for me, no matter what. They support me in everything I do, and they're always willing to listen when I need advice or just someone to talk to. I'm really lucky to have them as parents.
What's something you admire most about your mom?
My mom is incredibly kind and caring. She's always thinking about other people and making sure everyone around her is happy and comfortable. I admire how strong she is, too. Even with all the attention and pressure, she stays calm and graceful. She's someone I can always turn to for advice or comfort.
And what about your dad? What do you admire about him?
My dad is fearless. He's never afraid to speak his mind or stand up for what he believes in, no matter the consequences. I think that takes a lot of courage. He's also very driven and focused. When he sets his mind on something, he goes all in and makes it happen. It's inspiring to see how hard he works and how much he cares about making a difference.
How do you balance being in the public eye this living a normal life?
It can be a challenge sometimes, but my parents have always done their best to give me a normal childhood. They make sure I have time to hang out with friends, focus on school, and do the things I enjoy. They remind me to stay grounded and not let the attention affect who I am.
Do you feel any pressure being part of such a well-known family?
There's definitely some pressure, but my parents always remind me to be myself and not worry too much about what other people think. They've taught me that the most important thing is to stay true to who you are, and that's what I try to focus on.
What's one thing people don't know about your family that might surprise them?
People might be surprised to know how close we are. Even though my parents have very public lives, they make sure we have quality family time together. We're a lot more laid back and relaxed than people might think. We laugh a lot and just enjoy being together.
What's the best advice your parents have given you?
They've both given me a lot of advice, but one thing that sticks with me is the importance of working hard and staying humble. My dad always tells me that nothing worth having comes easy, and my mom reminds me to always treat others with respect, no matter what.
How do your parents encourage you to pursue your interests?
They've both given me a lot of advice, but one thing that sticks with me is the importance of working hard and staying humble. My dad always tells me that nothing worth having comes easy, and my mom reminds me to always treat others with respect, no matter what.
How do you see your role in your family?
I think I bring a lot of balance to the family. My mom is very nurturing, and my dad is always busy with work, so I try to be a mix of both. I help keep things light and fun, but I also know when to be serious. I think we all balance each other out really well.
What's something you and your dad bonds over?
My dad and I both love sports, so we bond a lot over that. We'll watch games together or talk about different teams and players. He's really competitive, so it's always fun to play sports with him or just debate who's going to win a game.
How does your mom inspire you in your everyday life?
My mom inspires me with her kindness and grace. No matter what's going on, she always handles things with class and stays true to herself. She teaches me the importance of patience, kindness, and paying attention to the little things in life. Those are qualities I hope to carry with me.
What's one thing your parents do that you find funny or unique?
My dad has this way of making really bold statements, and sometimes my mom will just give him a look that says it all. It's like they communicate without words. It's funny to watch them interact because they're so different, but it works perfectly
How
for them.
do your parents support you in making decisions about your future?
They give me a lot of freedom to explore my interests but also guide me when I need it. My dad pushes me to think big and take risks, while my mom helps me stay grounded and think things through. They always tell me that no matter what I choose, I should do it with passion and hard work. Let me know if you'd like even more.
How do your parents influence your style and fashion choices?
My mom definitely has a big influence on my style. She's always so well dressed and stylish, so I look to her for advice. She helps me choose outfits that are comfortable but still put together. My dad keeps it simple, he's all about classic looks. Between the two of them, I've learned to find a balance between being fashionable and practical.
Do your parents encourage you to stay active in sports and fitness?
Yes, absolutely. Both of them think it's important to stay active. My dad is really into sports, and he encourages me to play and stay fit. My mom is more about balance, she's all about making sure I'm healthy and taking care of myself. They both think being active is important not just for physical health but also for staying focused and energized.
What's one thing your mom and dad disagree about when it comes to your upbringing?
It's funny because they're both really strong personalities, but they don't disagree on much when it comes to raising me. If anything, my dad is a little more relaxed about certain things, like letting me make my own choices, while my mom is more detail-oriented. She's very hands-on and always making sure I'm on top of things, whether it's school or just life in general.
How do your parents help you with schoolwork and education?
Education is really important to both of them. My mom is very involved in making sure I'm organized and focused, and she helps me with my schoolwork when I need it. My dad always emphasizes the importance of working hard and staying disciplined. They're both really supportive, and they push me to do my best in everything.
What's the most important lesson you've learned from your mom?
One of the biggest lessons my mom has taught me is to always stay kind and humble. She believes in treating everyone with respect, no matter who they are or what they do. She's also taught me to be patient and thoughtful, which I think are really important qualities, especially when life gets hectic.
What's the most important lesson your dad has taught you?
My dad has always taught me to never give up, no matter how hard things get. He's shown me that challenges are just opportunities to prove your strength and determination. He's also taught me to be confident in my abilities and to stand up for what I believe in, even when others doubt me.
How do your parents influence your sense of humor?
My dad has a big, bold sense of humor, and he's always making jokes, especially when things get serious. My mom has a more subtle humor, she's more about little jokes and funny comments. I think I've picked up both styles. I love making them laugh, and they definitely keep me laughing too.
What's something fun or unique your family does together?
One thing we love to do is watch movies together. It's something simple, but it's a great way for us to relax and spend time as a family. We all have different tastes, so sometimes it's funny to see what we end up watching, but it's always a good time.
How does your mom's background influence how she raises you?
My mom's upbringing in Slovenia has definitely shaped how she raises me. She's very focused on family values, hard work, and staying grounded. She always reminds me of her roots and the importance of staying connected to where you come from, no matter how far you go in life.
What hobbies or activities do you enjoy doing together with your parents?
We all have pretty busy schedules, but when we have time, we love to play sports together. My dad and I will sometimes shoot hoops or play golf, and my mom enjoys being outside and staying active too. It's a great way to bond and have some fun as a family.
Do your parents ever disagree on your hobbies or interests?
Not really. They're both really supportive of whatever I'm interested in. My dad encourages me to take risks and try new things, while my mom is more about helping me stay focused and stick with what I'm passionate about. They complement each other well in that way.
How do your parents help you deal with stress or pressure?
Both of them have different ways of helping me. My dad encourages me to push through and face challenges head-on, while my mom is more nurturing. She'll remind me to take a break when I need it and helps me stay balanced. They both remind me that it's okay to have tough days, but the key is to keep moving forward.
What's your favorite thing to do with your mom?
I really enjoy just spending time with her, whether it's talking about life or even something simple like going for a walk. She's always really easy to talk to and gives great advice. We have a lot of fun just being together, and I feel really close to her.
And what's your favorite thing to do with your dad?
My favorite thing to do with my dad is play sports. He's super competitive, so it's always fun to challenge him to a game or a match. Whether it's golf, basketball, or something else, we always have a good time. It's great bonding time, and I always learn something from him.
How do you see your future in terms of career and education?
Right now, I'm focused on getting a good education and exploring my interests. My parents have always encouraged me to find what I'm passionate about and work hard at it, so I'm taking the time to figure out what I really want to do. They've both had such interesting careers, and I'm inspired by their dedication. Would you like more or different types of questions and answers?
How do your parents influence your interests in sports?
Both of my parents encourage me to stay active. My dad, being so passionate about sports himself, always pushes me to try new activities and challenge myself. My mom is more about balance and enjoying it. They both want me to stay healthy and have fun, and they believe sports are a great way to do that.
What role does humor play in your family life?
Humor is a big part of our family. My dad loves cracking jokes, and he can always lighten up a serious situation. My mom has a more subtle sense of humor, but she's always quick with a witty remark. We laugh a lot together. It helps us all stay connected and grounded, especially when life gets busy.
What are some of your favorite memories from family vacations?
Some of my best memories are from trips where we could all just relax together. We've been to some amazing places, but what I remember most is just spending time with my parents, whether it's a quiet dinner or exploring new places. It's those small moments that really stand out to me.
How does your mom support your education?
My mom is really hands-on when it comes to my education. She's always making sure I'm organized and keeping up with my studies. If I need help with something, she's there to support me. She's very detail-oriented, and she always encourages me to do my best and stay disciplined in my work.
How do your parents feel about your hobbies and interests?
They're both very supportive. My dad is all about trying new things and exploring different interests, while my mom encourages me to stick with what I'm passionate about. They never push me in one direction, but they guide me to make the right choices for myself. That support means a lot to me.
What advice has your dad given you about dealing these challenges?
My dad always tells me that challenges are a part of life, and you have to face them head-on. He's taught me that perseverance is key and that you learn the most from the toughest situations. His approach is to stay strong, never back down, and keep pushing forward no matter what obstacles come your way.
How does your mom help you stay balanced and focused?
My mom is really good at helping me keep everything in balance. She's always reminding me to take time for myself, whether it's for relaxation or reflection. She encourages me to stay focused on my goals but also to take care of my well-being. It's a nice balance between hard work and staying grounded.
How do your parents approach parenting differently?
They complement each other really well. My dad tends to be more relaxed and gives me a lot of freedom to make my own choices. My mom, on the other hand, is more involved in the details. She makes sure I'm staying on track with everything. Together, they've created a good balance for me to grow and learn.
How do you see yourself following in your parents' footsteps?
It's hard to say right now, but I definitely admire their hard work and dedication. They've both achieved so much in their lives, and I want to find my own path and make an impact in my own way. They've taught me to work hard and stay focused, and that's what I'm planning to do, whatever I choose.
What kind of future do you see for yourself?
Right now, I'm focused on my education and exploring different interests. I want to take my time figuring out what I'm passionate about. My parents have always encouraged me to follow my own path and work hard at whatever I choose, and that's the mindset I have for the future.
How do you handle the pressures of being in the public eye?
It's not always easy, but my parents have taught me to stay true to myself and not get too caught up in what others think. My mom especially has been a great role model in handling attention with grace and staying private. They both remind me to focus on what really matters: family, education, and personal growth.
How do your parents handle disagreements about your upbringing?
They don't really disagree on much when it comes to raising me. My dad gives me a lot of independence, and my mom makes sure I'm staying disciplined and responsible. They trust each other's judgment and always put my best interests first, so it works out well for me.
How have your parents' careers influenced your own goals?
Seeing my parents succeed in their careers has definitely inspired me. My dad's business mindset and leadership skills, along with my mom's grace and strength, have taught me a lot about hard work and resilience. I've learned from both of them that success comes from dedication and passion.
What role does discipline play in your family?
Discipline is definitely important in our family. My dad has always emphasized hard work and taking responsibility for your actions, and my mom is very focused on staying organized and committed to what you set out to do. They both have high expectations, but they're also really supportive.
How does humor help your family deal with tough times?
Humor is a big part of how we get through challenges. My dad can always make us laugh, even when things are stressful, and my mom has a more subtle sense of humor that always lightens the mood. It helps us stay connected and not take life too seriously, even when things get tough.
How do your parents encourage you to pursue your hobbies?
They both really support my interests. My dad encourages me to try new things and never be afraid of making mistakes. He's always saying that failure is just part of the process. My mom, on the other hand, is very focused on helping me stay consistent and build skills over time. They balance each other out and give me room to explore what I love.
What has your dad taught you about leadership?
My dad always says that leadership is about taking responsibility and making tough decisions. He's shown me that being a leader isn't always easy, but you have to be strong and stand by your choices. He also believes that a great leader listens to others and is willing to learn, which is something I really admire in him.
How do your parents handle family time with their busy schedules?
It can be challenging, but they both make family a priority. Even though they have very busy lives, we always find time to come together. My dad loves having dinners together, and my mom is very focused on making sure we have time to relax as a family. They're both good at creating balance, and that's something I appreciate.
How does your mom's sense of style influence your own?
My mom has a great eye for style, and she's taught me the importance of presenting yourself well. She's always been very mindful of how clothes can reflect who you are. I take her advice when it comes to finding a balance between being comfortable and looking sharp. It's something I've started paying more attention to as I get older.
How do your parents help you stay grounded despite their public roles?
My parents are both really focused on keeping our family grounded. My dad always reminds me that it's important to stay humble and not let attention get to your head. My mom is very private, and she values keeping things simple and real. They both emphasize the importance of family and personal values over anything else.
How do you balance school with your other interests?
It's a lot to manage sometimes, but my parents have always taught me about time management. My dad is really big on setting goals and staying focused, and my mom helps me keep a routine that makes sure I don't fall behind in school. They both give me the space to pursue my hobbies, but they always remind me that education comes first.
What values have your parents instilled in you?
They've taught me the importance of hard work, respect, and kindness. My dad always talks about perseverance and not giving up when things get tough, and my mom emphasizes being kind and respectful to everyone, no matter who they are. These values are something they've both lived by, and I try to carry them with me every day.
How does your mom encourage you to stay healthy and active?
My mom is really focused on health, and she makes sure I stay active. Whether it's through sports or just being outside, she believes in the importance of physical fitness. She also emphasizes eating well and maintaining a balanced lifestyle. It's something that has become a regular part of my life thanks to her.
How do your parents handle your privacy in the public eye?
They're both very protective of my privacy. My mom, especially, is very careful about keeping things private and making sure I can have a normal life as much as possible. My dad is also very mindful of not putting too much pressure on me with public attention. They work hard to create a space where I can just be myself.
How do you handle criticism or public attention as a family?
It's not always easy, but my parents have taught me to ignore the noise and focus on what matters. My dad is very good at brushing off criticism, and he's shown me that people's opinions don't define who you are. My mom's approach is to stay private and not engage with negativity, and I've learned from both of them how to stay strong.
What's your favorite activity to do as a family?
We love spending time outdoors, whether it's playing sports, going for walks, or just relaxing in the garden. My dad enjoys being active, and my mom is all about creating a peaceful environment at home. It's a nice way for us to connect without the distractions of our busy lives.
How do your parents help you handle the pressure of their public lives?
My parents always remind me to stay grounded and focus on what's important. They both have experienced a lot of public attention, so they know how to handle it. They tell me not to get caught up in what other people think and to always stay true to myself. It helps me keep things in perspective.
How do you think your parents' values have shaped who you are?
My parents have taught me to value hard work, integrity, and kindness. My dad is always talking about the importance of never giving up, and my mom has instilled in me the importance of being compassionate and respectful. These values are a big part of who I am and how I approach life.
What do you enjoy most about spending time with your parents?
I enjoy the simple things, whether it's having dinner together, watching a movie, or just talking. Despite their busy schedules, they always make time for family, and those moments are really special to me. It's the quiet times that I treasure the most.